IKEA, I'm coming inside you. What? Take two, as you can see, we are here in front of IKEA. Now, IKEA has been a staple if you are living by yourself or getting your first place and you want to decorate it and design it towards what you're looking for. Now, they have some really great pieces, but they also have a lot of pieces that I would typically avoid. So today, I'm going to do a full walkthrough with you on things I would avoid and what to actually look for when shopping at IKEA. So let's penetrate IKEA. We are now entering the maze that is called IKEA, or as I like to call it, the IKEA escape room. This is always a really great place to start, especially with their pre-planned rooms, because it gives you a really good idea of what they have, how many pieces they have, and what it really looks like altogether. If this is your first space that you're looking to design and decorate, this could be really great to start out because they show you small square footprints of what your condo or apartment sizes really look like. So then that way you can actually determine what is going to fit in your space, and it gives you a little bit more visual learning of how design language correlates to the space that you're working with. Sofas can be really tricky, but it's also one of your pieces that you are using like constantly, all the time. So it's worth actually spending that little bit of extra on. This, oh my God, I hate this. This looks so cheap. I'm sorry, IKEA. You have some really good versatile pieces, but this one, to me, not only looks cheap, but it feels cheap. The cushions that are all added in are not actually comfortable. It feels like I've sunk into a box. This is a really good thing to look for when you're looking for flat pack furniture or anything from IKEA. If you can feel the frame from any angle, this is a big red flag because it's not going to last you very long. And the sides themselves, this is just hilarious because this is going to shift and move. You can feel the metal bar here. This is not comfortable. You might as well not even have an armrest, in my opinion. This one's a little bit better if you like the look of your sofa raised on legs. This one, I mean, comfort-wise, it actually gives a little bit more of a spring to it. So 100 times more comfortable than this one. I do like that the backs are removable, so it gives you a little bit more versatility in the space. The armrests actually have extra padding and cushioning to them. I'm not a huge fan of the seams on the outside like this, but I mean, the price difference between the two is quite substantial, but this is going to give you so much more comfort. I personally like looking for sofas that aren't raised and have a full base like this one over here. This one actually looks comfy and feels comfortable too. I'm not a huge fan of this color, but oh, considerably more comfortable. Always test out your sofas, and depending on how tall you are, the versatility of these left and right facing is also going to be very dependent on your space. Try not to lock yourself in to a left or a right siding piece because this is going to feel, I mean, comfort-wise, it's good, but depending on where you're actually putting this in your space, you need to know a left or a right-facing orientation is going to fit. So always double check the measurements. So this is my first time seeing this one in person. I saw this online when they did the new Stockholm release. The shape of this is beautiful, super comfortable, versatile piece. It comes in a few different color finishes. My only reservation about this is that this fabric choice feels really cheap, but comfort-wise and how this looks, if you want like a good bang for your buck that feels comfortable and looks more designer, this would be the one I would approve. No, I'm not doing that. So this is actually the new white oak finish that IKEA just launched. I think the coloring on this is fantastic if you want the look for less. It's still neutral, it pulls warm compared to the other one that they just launched. This is something I would avoid. I detest the striped look because it looks like a zebra and it's not giving that high-end look that you want. Something like that white oak finish is another really great example of something that feels and looks a lot more high-end. This looks like the Lax table that everyone knows. So this is actually another one of IKEA's newest releases for their color finishes. It's that really nice, beautiful like chocolate. I don't mind this. I think this is a great finish if you don't want to get something that's super dark and black. This one's approved. IKEA usually has some really good fixtures, but when it comes to the bulbs, avoid these exposed elements. These just give an insane amount of glare, and even their light bulbs like this. I would prefer this as like a frosted globe instead of this see-through glass, so it doesn't feel like it's like super impactful in your space. Also, if you're doing a wall sconce like this and you can see it, please make sure it's on a dimmer. It's going to save your eyes. You do not need the Pixar light in your apartment. Scale and proportion is really important in your space, and this overpowers everything that it's paired with and just looks so ridiculous. This high lacquer stuff is an absolute nightmare. No, like look at this. Fingerprints, streaks everywhere. Also, it's not a flat finish. It has all the ripples to it, so it just feels and looks cheap in your space. If you're doing a high lacquered finish, I would do like a glass. Even then, still wouldn't recommend it, but it still looks way nicer than this. I'm actually really impressed with this piece. This is like your next level up from the Besta that usually goes all the way to the floor. The fact that it's raised and it has the new, it also has a drawer built in. Okay, this has stepped up their game. This is actually really great because it gives you that extra little bit of storage, and the piece is like an elevated design. It's the new white oak finish and it's off the floor. It's been a long time since I've seen nice chairs at IKEA. These are absolutely horrendous. I don't know what you were trying to do with this. Oh, it comes off. When you're looking at furniture chairs, I always like to stick with a maximum of 2 kind of finishes to complete a look. This is 3. We've got the fabric, we've got the see-through plastic, and then we've got the hard acrylic for it. This is just looking like they added too many different styles into one chair. This also reminds me of that scene in Men in Black where he's just trying to like make the egg chair go higher. It's just not working for him. There's 1,000 chairs here, so I'm gonna do a quick like one-liner on each. No to these ghosts, super uncomfortable. They never look good in your space. These wicker ones, like this is already going to poke a hole in your skin. This is so thin, your ass is going to fall asleep on it. These shapes are not anywhere close to ergonomic, so you're not gonna be comfortable on them. These wooden ones, oh my God, once again, your ass is gonna fall asleep unless you have one of these. They literally looks like you live in your grandmother's house. I like this color. That's the only thing I like about it. This one is like good if you want something super basic. At least it has that ergonomic curve to it, but once again, not good for long-term sitting. I don't know what they were trying to do with this shape. This just looks uncomfortable and it doesn't even look artistic. These, I have a personal vendetta with. This was my first dining chair when I moved. Oh my God, so uncomfortable. All of the wood construction ones, yes, they're wood construction. They're gonna last longer, but super uncomfortable for sitting long periods of time. This one isn't too bad, but because it's so wide, it takes up a lot of additional space in the dining room. Oh my God, there's more. I mean, this one, once again, same shape, done in leather, a little bit nicer, way too thin, a big no. This is like the fact that I can see the stuffing come out, the side is a no. These covered seats have never looked nice. They just look like you're preparing for your kids to make a mess or for a banquet, which also isn't a great look for a space. This is another one of the new finishes from IKEA, and I actually quite enjoy this front. Once again, the things to look out for are the consistent coloring. It has a good level of depth with the light and dark. We have some variation in the actual finish of it. The fact that this looks a lot more high-end than their other finishes, and the color is quite neutral for being a little bit darker compared to something like this. I would 100% avoid this. This pattern looks super trendy, and also the different like patching colors makes it look way too busy in any space. I know this sounds bad, but this entire setup reminds me of when you first started playing The Sims and you bought the bare minimum to just keep your person alive. This is like flat face with like 25-cent handle on them. They really don't look good. This is just like, if you're starting off, great, but otherwise avoid everything else as you can in this space. I know the subway tile has nothing to do with IKEA, but once again, avoid at all costs. Actually, I don't think I have any complaints about this little kitchen setup. Love this green finish. It's not super saturated, but it still feels very soft and warm. This is the pre-finished quartz from Corian that you can get at IKEA, which is a great countertop. I would probably do an undermounted instead of overmounted in this situation, but I mean, this is just a display. I don't mind these. I probably wouldn't have put lights behind them, and I would have wanted this in like a smoked glass so you don't see the white behind, because the white's a little bit too contrasted with all the darker finishes in this kitchen. Otherwise, I would give this one like an 8.5 out of 10, honestly. I really like how they mixed metals in here too. We obviously have the stainless steel, we have the black here, but on all the pulls, they matched in the same look as the handles on the appliances in that stainless steel. I think is a great way to tie in that visual connection of the colors and the same finishes. I'm very impressed with these new finishes. The brass, this almost darkened stainless steel, and this black, I think these are a fantastic solution if you want to have an updated faucet without like breaking the bank. The fact that these are only $129, I can't speak to the internal components of the quality of them, but these finishes, these three, I love this. As someone who loves organization, these are fucking fantastic because you can retrofit them into any cabinet or drawer, and all of these pegs you kind of move around until you actually fit what you would need to. You can stack your plates, you can stack your cups, you can have everything organized in here, so it's not just like all loose in the drawer. I'm honestly not a fan of these just because the way that the grooves fit in, it actually collects a lot of dust and grime, but still infinitely better than having your forks and knives in this felt. This is just soaks up everything and is not a good look. I think these are extremely ugly, but a quick tip when you're looking at wood grain and installation, especially if you don't have a lot of height, always go for a vertical stack instead of horizontal because this breaks the space apart and makes it feel even more cramped compared to having this grain run all the way up. This one was actually a little bit of an unexpected surprise. I like this off-white finish compared to that really stark white. I feel like it gives that more high-end designer look because it actually matches the same undertones as this new white oak finish. I am going to take away 2 points because it doesn't have a soft close, but this is one of those details that make a huge difference when you're using them every day. Honestly, I can't say enough great things about the IKEA pack systems. If you're looking to make a custom walk-in closet on a budget, this is going to give you literally everything you need. Like you can fill in all of these holes and you can make it look really high-end. I love their new angular design with the bit integrated LED, so it actually highlights the space instead of just seeing that like LED strip that makes it look cheap. The fact that they make these back pieces that are lower than your standard 24 inches allow you to actually utilize those really ugly dead corners that usually you can just have hanging storage. And the fact that you can have everything customized for your drawers and cabinet organization is like, this is a dream to me, and it makes it super easy, clean, and simple. You can have shutters on the front, you can have them open. I would die for a closet like this, honestly. This makes it super easy and simple, and you don't have to spend a lot of money. Most of these individual systems cost, like this whole set is $200. This one, $385, this one $235. For a walk-in closet of this size, you could probably get it between $1,500 and $2,500 if you're doing it yourself, which is extremely impressive considering a custom one is probably going to cost you $20,000 to $30,000. Of course, we have to have a quick intermission and get the Swedish meatballs, and I could not decide on one of their 3 cakes, so I got all 3. I pride myself in knowing that my viral video sold this out like globally when I installed this in my bathroom. I think this piece is well above its price point. $129 for above toilet storage or a full-size cabinet like this. You get that really nice chic matte black finish with the reeded glass. I think looks good because it's so versatile in so many settings. Like having this with the inside, bookshelf, additional storage. This, like 2 or 3 of these beside each other to have like a display credenza, I think is fantastic. I really like this mirror as well. It has the backlighting that's hidden so it's diffused. I'm not a huge fan of this fixture specifically, but I bet you could probably swap this out. The overall size is great. $300 for like a 40-inch mirror, I think is great. IKEA towels are actually so underrated. I have these blue ones at home. I just saw this new color. I think this would be perfect for our oxblood bathroom. They are a little bit stiff when you first buy them, so make sure you at least wash them twice and dry them out because you're gonna get all of that like loose lint off them. You can't go wrong with the price, and these colors are fantastic. I have always loved this collaboration that they did with Sabine Marcellus. This was like a staple for like bloggers and YouTubers and designers alike. The fact that they brought this in as their permanent collection, I think is great. These are so versatile as well. Wall installations just on top of like a pile of books to give it that nice like ambient glow. And for 80 bucks for a cool light fixture, I mean, yeah, a lot of people have them now, but I'm still on board with these. I've never been a fan of these paper ones because they're so stiff and they're so delicate. Like the fact that you can see people have poked holes in them already, this is not going to last. Even those super tall ones that they have, yes, they're great at diffusing light. Aesthetic wise, I think they're so ugly and they just don't last. Like this is $7.99. You're gonna be replacing this in 2 months. I'm not a fan of the color and the finish of this rug specifically, but the fact that it has that multi-pile to it gives it a really beautiful sense of dimension. When it's on the floor, it gives it that extra like tactile experience. Always look at how the pile moves. If it's stiff, it's great. If it's loose like this, it means it's gonna hold on to a lot more things. It's not as easy to vacuum, but overall, for $350 for a 9x10, this is a pretty decent steal. If you were to avoid anything material-wise for rugs, it is this jute finish. This literally dissolves and falls apart over time, and just walking over it, if you lift it up, it's going to have all the trace parts of it just dissolving over time. Yes, it's a natural material, but it's something I would never recommend. As much as I love 100% natural materials, this is 100% wool, and it is the stiffest, most uncomfortable thin rug I think I've ever seen. Even if you put this down with a mat to protect it, this is gonna go sliding everywhere. This is like as thin as paper. I wouldn't even put this on the back of a horse. These are actually their new hand-blown pieces from their Stockholm collection, which are really beautiful because they have that nice organic shape. And the fact that you get this really thick piece of glass too really elevates it from like your standard pieces compared to these thinner ones like this that are like, this is super breakable. These hanging planters are really great because, once again, versatile with the design of your space. You can have multitudes of them stacked and hanging, so it gives you that almost like curtain-like effect. You could do a whole like window wall like this with nice, beautiful vine-based plants to really fill up the volume. We did not get kicked out of IKEA, even though I was trashing some of those items, so shh. Don't tell them because I want to be able to come back again. We went through a few items today. We talked about the ones that I look for and ones that I would typically avoid. I could probably be in here all day going through all of these items. So if you think we need a part 2, please let me know in the comments below because I love showing you guys what's good and what's bad at any store. That was so much fun today going through all the stuff that we actually liked and disliked, but it's just as important to watch my previous video to see the rest of my Design Daddy approved items from IKEA. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, guys. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Mr. Phoenix Gray. And if you're ever second guessing yourself, just ask, what would Design Daddy do?